time, I would just hand you over to the council to begin the process. Council, take over.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Good afternoon, Ms. Sarr. Welcome back.
Thank you.
As the Chair has reiterated, I will as well. Just to remind you that you're still on the oath. I hope you are okay to proceed. Ms. Sarr, if you could please indicate for this honorable committee how many tractors were identified by the commission.
It was about 95. Yes, 95. The 43 plus 52, that's 95.
So that is 95. And when you say 95, you mean when what is that sum total of 95 for? Is that for the second phase?
For the first and second phase.
For the first and second
First
phase.
and second, yeah.
All right, I'll just give you a moment to settle. Because I can see that the first phase is the phase handled by Alhaji Mamadi Kura, correct?
Yeah.
That was 43 tractors.
Okay.
The second phase has two teams. The first team also dealt with 43 tractors, and the second team dealt with 52 tractors from the onset. Well, however, when you read further in the report, the first team had 16 tractors reserved, and the second team seemingly had 25 tractors reserved. Now, the report is unclear to the committee, and this is why we would wish that you explain to the committee so that the committee is clear on the number of tractors that were identified. Alternatively, you could use RS-39 as well as RS-34, because RS-39 is the initial report. It should be in that compilation of documents before you.
No,
Otherwise,
these are mine.
Those are yours. All right. I would ask that the Secretariat guide the witness with RS-39. Are you waiting for me, or you're going through the document?
Yes, I'm waiting for it.
Okay. RS-39.
Yeah.
Guide the committee.
Council, where do you want me to start from?
So the question is how many tractors were identified by your team on the second phase?
With 59 tractors were auctioned and 5 was, reserved. 25, sorry, Mahindra tractors for the state and auction 59. So it's 5 plus 59.
25
That's
plus 59.
5 plus 25 plus 59.
That is for team 2.
Yes, for team 2.
And what about team 1? We need to gain some traction, assuming that this, and it's not an assumption, you did receive this memo from your team, from your subordinates. As team leader, you received this. So I just wish for you to gloss through it while guiding the committee. When the first auction conducted by Alhaji Mamadi Kura, there were 43 tractors.
Yeah.
And there was 1 plow. That was the inventory. 43 tractors and 1 plow.
Is it RS-34?
RS-34 is part of the documents that would advise you on this issue. But both RS-34 would indicate in Alhaji Mamadi Kurang's, rather under Alhaji Mamadi Kurang's supervision of an auction.
43.
There were 43
That's 43.
tractors. That is the first phase, right? That's the first phase concluded. Now, the second phase had 2 activities with 2 teams. The first team also had 43 tractors auctioned. However, they had 16 reserved. Correct?
Yes.
That brings their total number of tractors identified to 59.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
The second team had 59 tractors auctioned.
Yes.
And reserved 25.
Yes.
Bringing that number to 84,
84.
if my math is correct.
84, yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So what was the total number of, was that it for the tractor sales?
Yes.
Aside from
143 tractors.
So 143 tractors from phase 2.
Yes.
And then you add the 43 from the first phase.
43.
Yes. From the first phase, and then
Making
we have a total of 186.
6 tractors in total.
126, correct?
186.
Sorry, 86 rather. So of the 186, how many in total were sold and how many in total were reserved for state use?
But 145 was sold and 41 reserved for state use.
Can you say that again?
41.
How did you arrive at that figure?
The 16
16 is?
on the team 1.
Yes.
16 was reserved on the team 1 and 25 on the team 2.
Yes.
Yes. 16 plus 25, that's 41. So 41 from the 186.
Okay.
You have 145 sold and 41 reserved.
145.
145. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. 145 sold.
145.
All right. How many were
41.
reserved?
41.
41 were reserved.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at the figures now. In 2018, the first phase, Mr. Kurang
Yes.
sold 43 tractors.
Yes.
How much was raised in the sale of those 43 tractors?
10.5 million.
10.5 million. And in October 2018, when your teams went to auction, about 143 identified tractors.
145.
Sorry?
145.
The second phase, there were 143 identified tractors. We have dealt with the first phase. You said that Alhaji Mamadi Kurang conducted a sale of 43 tractors, and out of 43 tractors, he was able to yield about
10.5 million.
10.5 million. Now, the second phase, there were 143 tractors in question. 102 of those were sold, correct? Ms. Sarr?
Yes.
You sure? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
145 was sold. 145.
145 is the total amount of all tractors crossing through both phases.
Yes.
We're now restricting ourselves to phase 2.
Okay.
When we restrict ourselves to phase 2, you realize that 143 tractors were identified, correct?
Yes.
You can do the math and satisfy yourself to that.
It's okay.
What is okay? You will take my answer.
143, yeah.
You sure it is 143?
Yeah.
All right. Out of that 143, 102 were sold in phase 2 by the two of your teams.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
So, $41 were reserved.
Yeah.
Correct?
But which is?
Out of that 102 tractors, how much was yielded by your team?
13 million.
13 million. All right. Is it possible for you to explain why more than double the number of tractors could only bring a marginally higher sum? Mr. Kurang sold 43
for 10.5.
For 10.5 million. Your two teams sold 102 collective. They only brought 13 million.
According to
just about 2.5 million above what Mr. Kurang raked in, what the first phase raked in. So the commission in its first phase of auctions was very productive, it would seem from the figures. And in its second phase was not so productive. Is there an explanation to that?
What they explained was that some tractors were tampered with and some parts were also missing. And as a result, some of them could not attract the prices and remarks stated by the valuer.
document. So when you state what you have just stated, are you reading from the document, or are you telling us is this your testimony?
Yes.
This is your testimony?
Yes.
That was what indeed happened?
Happened.
So it means that you were being reported to. They were reporting to you.
I'm reading it from the document.
Yes, but I just asked.
And it's true.
Is it something that you are reading? Because I have also read. I gave you courtesy just now. Mr. Today I would definitely just want to be proceeding in a very smooth manner. Just right now, I gave you the option to educate the committee as to whether you are reading just like I am reading,
yes,
or are you actually telling us what is your testimony? Are you confirming that that was what happened?
Yes.
Do you understand my question?
I do.
Okay. So are we just reading from this, or you're telling us what you recall from this period?
I'm trying to answer your question as
Yes.
per the document, the report. Because this is what they explain here, that some of the parts were missing. That's why they could not attract the price here stated by the borrower.
All right. So, this is, that's the explanation they gave, that some of the tractors were tampered with.
Tampered with, yeah.
This would mean that some parts were stolen, correct? Was it clear when the tractors were tampered with? Was it when it was in the custody of the commission after inventory had been taken, or before inventory was taken?
What I can understand here is it happened after the inventory was taken.
It happened after?
Yes. As per this paragraph, it cannot be before.
What about as per your recollection? What was it? It is clear from the paragraph that it cannot be before. What about what you recall? What do you recall? Because you were reported to. You ought to have asked the team questions. They reported to you. They wrote to you. You ought to have asked them questions, nitty-gritties, because you were the head of the secretariat.
But I already explained this yesterday, Council. I said it yesterday.
You know, yesterday's testimony is one to be,
received this after. I said it yesterday.
You received?
I received a copy of this report after.
Oh, okay.
This is what I said yesterday.
Yes. Which report is that? RS 34?
Yes, 34.
What about 39?
Council, I don't want to take you back, but I said it yesterday too, that it was copied to me, but I saw it just recently when I was trying to compile the documents for the committee.
So at the time it was copied to you, you did not go through it?
I said it yesterday.
You said it yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, if you said it yesterday, I do not recall. I wish for us to set the record straight.
Okay.
Now, I do remember you setting the record straight for 34, that you just saw it as you were compiling documents for this committee.
Yeah.
What about 39, RS 39, which is from the two team leaders, Fatu Drame and Keba Bojang? It's dated the 10th of October, 2018. You were the head of secretariat then. It is written to the commissioners, and the lead counsel is copied, as well as the secretary to the commission, who would have been yourself. You are copied. This document you would have seen before today or before this year. You would have seen this document in 2018. Now, are you telling this committee that that is not the correct position? That you did not see this document in 2018? You were copied, but you were not given a document?
Yes, I was copied, but the document was not given to me.
That is your testimony?
Yes.
All right. Now, seeing that this report was given twice, were there any subsequent meetings to discuss the activity of the sales?
I want to believe that there was. Since they,
Please go ahead.
I want to believe that there was a meeting, because since a meeting was held well before they start the process. So obviously when they came back, there should be another one.
And I guess
There must have been
you were not in those meetings. Again. Were you in those meetings?
after the sales.
Yes.
Yes, no, that
You were not in any meetings after the sales.
the sales thing.
So in no meeting did you discuss the activity your team went through.
Because the thing is, when they came back, like I explained yesterday, they wrote their report and submitted it to one to lead council and the other one to the chairperson of the commission.
What about to you?
One of them was copied to me, but I saw it recently. That's what I just explained.
Yes. You know, the way these inquiries go on, sometimes you can explain something and I still don't get it. You would have to explain it 10 times before I get it. So even if you say, I just explained, it doesn't take my wanting to ask you the question again. I will ask. So we can just cut through that and get straight to the point. Just answer, question, answer. Now, when the reports were given, you're saying that during your whole tenure as secretary to the commission, you never once discussed with anybody tractors sales, the documentation of tractor sales, the activity report and all that. You never once communicated with anybody or had a meeting with anybody about such.
I said yesterday that I did it with the chairperson when he wanted me to send the request for the advertisement of the sales to the media houses.
So aside from you issuing out notices, once the team had gone, you did not have any contact with them. Once they had come back, you did not have any contact with them with regards to this activity.
They concentrated on the sales, and I was busy on the other tasks of the commission. Public hearing was ongoing, so that's why I was not part of the sales. I was attending to the public hearing together with you.
That's why you were not part of the sales, right? You see, I also want to believe that, because you are the head of the secretariat and you should know everything that occurs in the secretariat. Now, if there is an activity that has a higher level of importance, it takes precedence over another, then that's the activity that would command your attention, correct?
Yeah.
And it would be natural that since the hearings were going on, the secretary to the commission would stay put and the secretary would dispatch members of their team to conduct the other activities. That would make perfect sense. But what would also make sense is that from your explanation that you remained because the proceedings, the hearings were still going on. What would make sense is that, yes, indeed you remained because hearings were going on. And it would tell me that you actually indeed knew about the tractor activity, the auction activity, beforehand. And that is perhaps why you decided to segregate your team, split your team in two, so that you can cover more ground?
I said it yesterday.
And I will keep asking you. And I said, it doesn't matter if you told me 2 minutes ago. If I'm not satisfied with the answer, I will keep asking. All right. When they had returned from the tractor sales and you had compared the two activities, of course, you are secretary. You would have been privy to both results, correct?
As you can see, their reports were not written immediately.
Why not?
Look at the dates on the reports.
Look at the date on
And
RS39.
the time that I saw the reports.
One
was copied to me,
okay,
but it was not given to me. The other one was not copied to me.
I find it convenient that you want to seclude yourself from these tractor sales. Yesterday, the bulk of our testimony was fixated on RS34, which was not copied to you. Now, RX34 tells the story of two phases, three separate auctions, groups of auctions. And RS34 was a document that was from the Secretariat to the commissioners and lead counsel. You were not copied. You made the statement that they did not show you this document. You are not part of this activity, so they did not show you this document. And the committee almost took it, to my frustration. Yes, but the reason why I am frustrated, Ms. Sarr, is because we know that you were copied. Because RS34 was a report to consolidate the two activities, one done by under Alhaji Mamadi Kurang and one done under your tenure. Of course, there was a report given by Alhaji Mamadi Kurang, just like there was a report given in your time, which is RS39. RS34 consolidates the report from Alhaji Mamadi Kurang and the report from your tenure, and reports wholesomely on the affairs of tractor sales and vehicles. Now, you are not copied because I am making the assumption that the commission or the secretariat was making an attempt to tidy up, to consolidate the two or three activities. But the activity that was conducted during your tenure, there is no mistake here. You were copied to that document. Right? The document is dated the 10th of October. Phase 2 began on the 1st of October, Ms. Sarr. It lasted for 5 days, as you read for us yesterday. Correct?
Yes.
This report is dated the 10th of October. You still want to tell the committee that they did not report as at the time they did the activity. They reported 5 days after they concluded. That was at the time of the activity. Was it not?
Yes, 5 days after the activity, yes. They were paid.
Even before the activity, to raise a voucher for the activity, because the activity, you need money for the activity. The first thing that you need is fuel, don't you? You would have signed those vouchers. You would have signed for those vouchers. I'm sure it's correct, Ms. Sarr. This testimony shouldn't be coming from me. These facts shouldn't be coming from me. This is your testimony. So the answer that you were not aware
of the meeting.
Yes, but your position was that you were not aware of the meeting.
I was the one that wrote the letter to the media house for
yes,
the advertisement of the sale.
Yes.
Yes.
And you want to limit your interaction to that?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yet you are the head and your team went for an activity. They did not report to you. You did not demand that they report to you. Is that the case? You did not demand that they report to you, or the activity was a secretariat activity? Now, yes, members of the secretariat conducted the activity, correct?
Correct.
And they're acting on your instructions when they on your authority when they conducted that auction, because the order is for the secretariat to facilitate the sales. And you are the head of the secretariat. The secretariat is one block. It is not two blocks. That block is headed by you. Now, anybody who acts under the secretariat acts in your authority. In fact, if you don't like the manner in which they are acting, you can recall them. There is one portion of the commission where you are the alpha and omega. You could tell the chairperson that, no, we don't want Fatu Drame to do it, we want Lamin Deba to do it. That was your domain, because you are the administrator. Now, to tell me that they were reporting to the chairperson, I will not take, because you are trying to escape responsibility, Ms. Sarr.
No.
Let me land. The secretariat is headed by you. The secretariat is employed to serve the commissioners. Whoever does it in the secretariat is doing it in your authority. Now, yes, they reported, or rather they addressed the memo to the commissioners, right? And if the memo had been addressed to the commissioners like RS 34 was, without you being copied, it would raise flags. I agree with you. I would be concerned. But in this memo, Ms. Sarr, you are copied. And usually in administration, that signifies your complacence in this. Because they are the ones who did the activity, perhaps you told them to be the ones to report. You were copied here. Lead counsel was copied here. They were not reporting to her. The commissioners were addressed to. Yes?
Yes, it was addressed to the commission.
So, you, again, are the head of the secretariat. You are the custodian of the files, correct? At any given point, are you restricted from looking at any file?
Oh, no.
Certainly not. Now, in order for anybody to even write a memo, they need to come to you, don't they? Because they need to file the memo, don't they? And who has the file? You are the custodian of the file. So again, Ms. Sarr, with all due respect, I will not take an answer from you that you are not part of it. Yes, you are not part of it. Just like you don't see the clerk of the National Assembly in this room. But anything that occurs here as part of his administration is under his purview, just like yourself, Ms. Sarr. So with all due respect, they would have reported to you. I am putting it to you. And your job today is to educate this honorable committee as to the nitty-gritties of this report. And today, to be fair, you have started well. You want to go back to your shelter of I wasn't there, and we will not allow you to do that today. Ms. Sarr, as long as you're okay, you're very healthy today, you will be cited for contempt. Let me make that clear to you. Anyway, I will proceed, but certainly we will circle back to the issues until we are clear. So when they returned, and you could see the two figures, Mr. Kurang's time yielded 10.5 million and these two activities yielded 13 million. And you could see that in the first phase, there were 43 tractors. In the second phase, there were 102 tractors, more than double the amount. And yet, the profit margin does not translate the same. Or not rather the profit margin, but the what was realized does not translate the same. Wasn't there a question from you as secretary to your team as to that discrepancy?
Council, from what I'm reading now, yes, I should have asked if the copy was brought to my attention at that time. I should have asked the reason why.
Can you repeat your...
Because the difference in question is huge.
It's huge.
Yeah,
you agree with me, yeah?
Yeah.
And you did not ask. Is it also today that you are realizing that it's huge?
I said, if this report was brought to my attention at that time, I would have asked the reason why.
So we're going back
unfortunately,
unfortunately, we're going back to the fact that you did not see this report at the time. All right. It was not brought to your attention. Are you saying that they were purposefully keeping information away from you? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that you were not up to the task to do your job?
I was.
You were up to the task?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Council.
That's fine. And you knew at the time that they were away on auctions,
Yes.
When they came back...
the letter for the advertisement.
Fantastic. When they came back, you would have seen them come back physically, and as the head, you would have asked them for a report.
Were processed.
And their payments were processed.
Yes.
Now,
after.
is it as DPS at MOJ, when people go on, when a team goes on an activity, whether it's a workshop, a training, a tour, what is the natural reporting mechanism that follows from that activity?
They will write a report.
They will write a written report. Now, your team came back. You are the head. Did you ask them whether they have written the report at that time?
Because the reason why...
No. Did you ask them? That's my question.
No, because...
You did not ask them?
No.
Okay, why?
Somebody was in charge.
Yes, and I believe her name was Ramatulai Sarr. That was the person that was in charge. Wasn't it? Is there somebody else that was in charge except Ramatulai Sarr?
Yes, the one that they reported to.
Who?
Lead counsel.
So lead counsel was in charge of your secretariat?
She was not.
Was the commissioners, were the commissioners in charge of the secretariat? Were they?
I was.
You were?
Yes.
And part of your role in the secretariat, chief amongst your role, is report writing. Correct? Now, the two team leaders that left, are they your superiors?
No.
In fact, they're your
assistants.
Subordinates. They're inferior to you in position. Correct? So, you were their supervisor. As their supervisor, when they returned, did you ask, how was the trip? Where is my report? Because it is your report, is it not? You should take ownership of it.
Correct.
It is your report. Did you ask for it?
They were working on the report.
So you saw them working on the report?
Because, I mean, that's the practice. Because that's
no,
how they...
Did you see them working on the report?
That's what they said. And that's what they made me to be.
You see, Ms. Sarr, the more we go on, the more I get frustrated with your testimony. Now you have just confirmed to the committee that you were aware that the report was being written. And then in the same breath, you want to tell this committee that you literally just saw these documents before you submitted them to this committee.
I'm trying to avoid no as an answer, and I don't know. This is what I'm trying away from.
Okay. But in trying to avoid no and I don't know, please don't mislead us. You said you witnessed the report, right?
Witness?
You just said they were writing the report. What did you mean by that?
That's what they said.
So they told you that they were writing
on the report, yes.
So you did ask them then, like any proper supervisor would.
Yes.
Which we would
you
commend.
Welcome them, yes.
You welcome them
and
and ask them
fields.
exactly.
Yes.
So you did do that.
I did.
Great.
Because they were my colleagues.
Not your colleagues. They were your subordinates. They were not your colleagues, Ms. Sarr. Please, let's not do that. They were inferior to you. You were their commander. Is that correct?
Okay, Council.
Not okay. What was the position? Were you and Ms. Fatou Dramé, holding similar positions?
Yes, Fatou was Assistant Secretary to the Commission 1, Keba was 2, and I was also Assistant Secretary to the Commission.
So you were all at the same rank?
That's what I want to believe, because we
That's what you want to believe.
also paid the same amount of honorarium.
So you were all at the same rank? So are you telling us that at that time there was no secretary to the commission? Is that what you're saying? And that you were not the head, but you all had your separate responsibilities? Because I know that's what you have wanted to, that's the direction you have taken. Is that what you want to confirm here? That the commission never had a secretary after Mr. Alhaji Mamadi Kurang? Let me learn. After after Mr. Alhaji Mamadi Kurang was relieved of his office, are you saying that there was no secretary to the commission, but there were 3 secretaries who had the same position and separate roles? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
For the record, can you say it in your own words?
Well, according to what the AG then, the former AG told me was,
Honorable Chair, I would
take the full responsibilities
I know,
of my predecessor.
yes, for 1 second. Honorable Chair, I know that our proceedings are on record throughout and everything the witness says, but I would like us to take special notice of what the witness is about to state. And if there is a special record to in fact record it, we will record it in that special record. But please, Ms. Sarr, go ahead.
What I was trying to explain was like, I mean, what the former AG told me was to take the full responsibilities of my predecessor as secretary to the commission. Are
you now going back from your position that you are not the secretary to the commission? You just, Ms. Sarr, we cannot be doing this cat and mouse game. Were you the secretary to the commission?
I considered myself as secretary.
You considered yourself as the secretary? So you were the secretary to the commission. And I'm pretty sure that the Attorney General also considered you the secretary to the commission. I'm also sure that the commissioners considered you the secretary to the commission. I'm pretty sure that your subordinates, the people under you, were sure that you were the secretary and you were their superior. We put that to bed, right? Should we put that to bed? Let's not go into, I don't want the okay cancel. I would prefer a yes cancel. Because okay would seem that I am perhaps bullying you. And in fact, you are the one bullying me, Ms. Sarr.
Then I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm also sorry. But now, you were the secretary to the commission. You had subordinates. Your subordinates came. You asked them how far they are with the report. They told you they are on it. So that means you were in fact aware of the report. Subsequently, and you would have asked them how far with the report, perhaps on the first or second day, because 5 days after the activity, they had produced the report. Yes? Now, I'm assuming, I don't know if a member of my technical team could check the date of 1st of October, the secretariat or the larger technical team, to know what day the 1st of October was. My assumption is that the 1st of October was a Monday.
Of 2018.
Yes. 1st of October of 2018. If it were a Monday, a 5-day activity would run to Friday. Correct? Friday would be the 5th of October. The 6th would be the Saturday. The 7th would be a Sunday. The 8th would be a Monday. Let's assume that you approach them on the 8th to say, where is my report? 2 days later, they produce the report. Now, after you asked your team, your subordinates, that where is the report, you want the committee to believe that once they produced the report, they did not bring it to you, but they brought it to the other parties, the commissioners and lead counsel. That's what you want the committee to believe.
Yes.
All right. Honorable Chair, the witness maintains that she has neither seen IRS 34 or 39 at the material times, but saw it this year while she was compiling the documents to submit to this honorable committee. The witness also stated that she had asked her team where the report was, but the team did not submit to her, but submitted rather to the commissioners and submitted a copy to lead counsel. And although she's copied in RS 39, she denies ever receiving a copy. And I wish for the chair to notice the discrepancies in the witness's testimony. Being, should I highlight the discrepancy? Being the fact that she recalls asking for the document. 2 days later, the document is submitted. She is copied. She is the custodian of the files. She still denies seeing any documents.
Thank you, lead counsel. Since these are all on record, the committee will take note of that. Just to caution the witness, you are on oath, and misleading the committee means something else. So we'll take your words. Everything is on record. Council may proceed.
And if the committee can also take note that the technical team have checked, and the 1st of October 2018 is indeed a Monday. So our scenario, as we assumed it, is actually right. That the team went on the 1st of October, it was a Monday, and it lasted 5 days. It finished on a Friday. It should have been 5th of October. The 6th would have been the Saturday, the 7th would have been the Sunday, and the Monday would have been the 8th, when the witness recalls perhaps asking for the report, and her subordinates informing her that they were on it. Tuesday would have been the 9th, and Wednesday would have been the 10th, when the submission was made. All right, Ms. Sarr, let's go to the auctioning. Rather, before the auctioning, let's begin at the valuation. The valuation process of the tractors. Do you recall when this was done?
Valuation was done by Mr. Abraham Joe.
By one Mr. Job.
Yeah.
Is it Mr. Abdullahi Kara Job? Is it?
No, Karang is different from Joe. I submitted something in the name of Abraham Joe. Because when I came in as that,
If you could,
take
if
over.
the secretariat could furnish the witness with a compilation of her submissions
yes, please.
for her to be able to go through them. I'm being informed that you were given that. It's in front of you. You can identify them.
Let's start it forward. Thank you.
Miss Sarr, you can ignore that document for now. That's we'll deal with later. Yes. What we need from you now is you had mentioned a document. Just go through your submissions and highlight the document for us. The question was who had valued the tractors before the auction.
For the name of the barber. One Abraham Joe. There is 1 year evaluation report of ex-President JAMMEH's vehicles by one Mamadou Kunta.
What's the date on the document?
Dated November 2018.
November 2018. Honorable members, Honorable Chair, the witness is referring to RS6. All right, go on.
There is a table of content, executive summary of vehicles, and appendix.
What exhibit is that? Oh, you're talking about the executives, the same. All right, honorable members, RS6 though. Take us through.
I'm not sure whether we are on the same page.
RS6. Yes. This was for the vehicles, right?
Yes.
Now, okay, I do understand that a tractor is a vehicle. That's why I'm not interjecting, and I wish for you to further elucidate. But my question is specifically with respect to the tractors.
RS6 is for vehicles, not tractors.
Yes.
Vehicles.
Yes.
So, if I may ask, what do you want me to do?
You're the one who identified RS6, not me.
Yes. We were looking for the tractor evaluation district. So I saw this one for vehicles.
I was not looking for anything. I asked you a question.
Yes.
Who valued the tractors? It's perhaps you that was looking for something to guide your answer.
Yes. There's a letter that I wrote. I saw it just not long ago. And it was addressed to one Mr. Abraham Joe.
Were the tractors ever valued?
From what we have been reading since yesterday on the report, they were.
Please inform this committee who valued the tractors.
Please give me time to look at it. I just want to be sure of the name.
Take your time,
before
Miss
I
Sarr.
want, before
Take
I
your
do
time.
it. Mr. Mustafa Abdurrahman Job.
Mr.
Mustafa Abdurrahman Job.
Mustafa Abdurrahman
This is
Job.
the receipt, yes, that I just saw in respect of it.
All right, let me just guide the committee where the receipt is. Can you show a copy of that receipt to the Secretariat? So I know the particular receipt you're referring to. Honorable Chair, RS 12. The witness is drawing the committee's attention to RS 12. So explain to the committee what we are looking at. Honorable Chair, is the committee at RS 12 or should we hold on a bit? Yes.
Yeah, we are there.
This is
Please proceed.
an invoice from Mr. Mustafa Abdurrahman Job requesting for his payment, his commission on the sales of the tractors that he did on behalf of the commission.
And as we can see here, Mr. Mustafa Abdurrahman Job has itemized 43 tractors and another 43 items.
Yes.
Let's say a total of 86 tractors and related items. He was to be paid $750 per item or
Yes,
tractor,
per tractor.
and his fee was 645,000.
64.
Is it 64,500 or 600?
It looks like 64,500.
Okay, 64,500 was his fee.
Yes,
All right.
it's written here.
Yes, it is. So the valuation was done by Mr. Abdurrahman. So did he do a report? But before that, is Mr. Job an official government valuer or is he a private contractor?
Mr. Job, It looks like it was a private, individual hired to do the tax.
At the time of his hiring, you were secretary, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So what is it? We need clarity on that issue.
Like I explained here yesterday, every morning I used to report to the chairperson of the committee for him to give me the tasks that I should carry out on a daily basis. And it was on this fateful day that he asked me to issue out this appointment letter to Mr. Chu as Oxfinian to the commission. And in the letter, it was also indicated, I was also asked to indicate the amount to be paid per tractor. The amount to be paid to him per tractor, which is $750.
Are you talking about a report from Mr. Job?
Yes.
Please highlight it.
No, this was from one Momodu Kunta Mambure.
And my question remains whether all tractors were valued.
This is what I said. I said I am not sure whether they were all valued, but most of the tractors were valued.
Okay, then show us one of the valuations for the tractor.
As per the report that I was reading from Patu and Keba.
Yes, but we cannot keep relying on Patu and Keba and their reports. We at some point need to at some point need to rely on the guidance of the last secretary to the commission.
There's also another one from DPSC here. Council, I said most of them were, although there's no evaluation report here on tractors. I'm not sure whether.
Yes, you have mentioned that most of them were, and from the report RS 39, we can see that it is clear that there was a valuation report. However, that report is not before the committee.
There's none here.
So it's not been
tractors.
submitted. Honorable Chair, I'll make an application that the witness facilitate, or perhaps let me take that on advisement, and I'll make the application perhaps after lunch. So, you have stated that most of the tractors were valued, and the report also states the same. However, there's an indication that some were not valued. So, for those that were not valued, how did your team then attach a price to them, a value to them?
According to what they state here in the report, they said most of them were tampered with.
But they were tampered with when they were in the possession of the commission, correct? Whilst in the possession of the commission is when they were tampered with. Yes?
Can I say I have no idea?
You can, of course.
I don't.
If that is your
I don't
answer.
want to say yes, and I'll not be able to justify it. And at the same time, I cannot say no.
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
Let's take out the points one by one. The commission had asked for an inventory to be taken of all tractors, correct?
Yes.
That was done.
That was done. Yes.
Subsequently, after taking inventory, so in the process of taking inventory, in fact, the commission asked that most of these tractors are put in strategic points, whether in police stations or in governors' residences. Yes, Honorable Chair.
We just want to recall a moment ago, she did admit that these things were tampered in the custody of the commission. That's what she said earlier.
Yes, we're going to establish that just now.
Okay.
Now, an inventory was made, we agree, right?
Council,
Yes.
was it not established when the first question was asked and answered?
Yes, but the waters have been muddied when she says that she does not know whether they were in the custody or not. And that was a bit more direct. So that's why I want to go.
To me, that is convenience. She gave you her sincere answer. That is, they were tampered whilst in the custody of the commission. She wasn't under duress. If you want to establish, it's okay.
So, Ms. Sarr,
I recall saying that, yes, that it could only be after they were evaluated.
so you concede that it was
Yeah.
okay. Great. At least you've saved me some time. All right. So they were under the commission's control when they were tampered with, as you used, right? And that tampering with the tractors would mean parts were stolen.
Yes, some parts.
right?
From what I read from the report.
Thereby devaluing them.
Yes.
Now, the commission, in trying to retain their value, in fact, led to their devaluing. All right. I wish to now go to the auctions themselves. You did mention that you were not part of the activity, but I'm sure the planning and the reporting, at some point you might have perceived something. So I wish to know how auctions were planned by the commission. Was it to be an open auction, or was it a qualified auction?
From what I read from the report, it was an open one. Where the
Now we are going beyond the report. You know, you took responsibility.
It was an open one.
You took responsibility since yesterday for one thing only. That thing is the notices. Correct? That's the only thing that you have willingly taken responsibility for. Now we are going into the domain of the notices, because it would have been entailed in the notices the nature of auction that was about to ensue. So now, my question is, was it an open auction? Not from the report, from your knowledge of the auctions. Was it to be an open auction or somewhat of a closed auction?
I want to believe it was an open one.
You want to believe, or
Yes,
you
it
actually
was
know
an
for sure
open
that
one.
it was an open one
Because it was not highlighted in
in the report?
the order.
Which order?
The order that you just made mention of.
Which order did I make?
That you said the order that was attached to the letter for the advertisement.
Do you have a copy of that
I
order?
don't have a copy of that.
Do you have a
I only
copy
have
of?
a copy of the letter.
Let me see the
I saw
letter.
it only.
Mr. You're still looking for the document?
Yes,
It's
I
fine.
saw it.
Let's
Saw
do
it
this
somewhere.
then. Now, what you can do is, once you find it, you can draw our attention to it. However, what I wish to know is whether the auction was open or closed. You've mentioned it was open, but your
the bidders were allowed to bid, and the highest bidder was.
yes, but you are the one who issued out the notices. You should remember that at least.
But it was not mentioned.
It was not mentioned in the notice.
That's why I'm trying to.
But the notice was to the whole world, right?
Yes.
Yes, it was open then.
Okay.
Yeah. The newspaper did not say that Lamin Diba and Omar JAMMEH are not to be included.
No.
So it was open. Can we move on?
Oh.
Miss Sarr, I will need your attention. Let's move on.
Okay.
All right. So it was not restricted. The bidding process was not restricted. Anyone could just come in and walk. Right?
Yeah.
What about, just to give, before I ask my question, just to give you context, the properties you were selling, rather the commission was selling, were properties that were obtained from the former president, President JAMMEH, who was alleged to have misappropriated funds, correct? Correct?
Yes.
Yes, and he misused government resources, apparently, right? So those were the assets that were being sold because the previous owner had ill conduct of public resources, correct? Now, in going into the auction process and having that in mind, was there any mechanism put in place to know at least who and who would be attending these auctions, at least to know the identity of the people that are coming into these auctions? Was that discussed? Was it discussed with you or anyone?
Again, I don't want to repeat the same thing.
You can say
I
no.
was not in that meeting.
Okay.
It might have been.
All right. So in the auction as well, do you know if there was a mechanism put in place to know the identity of buyers, the successful buyers especially?
Again, from what I read from the report, the highest bidder was.
And once the highest bidder, once, let's say I bid for an item and I became the highest bidder, what process then ensues?
Either the bidder pays in cash or he deposited it at the bank.
That was the policy.
Yes.
We can't, I also read that, but we're from where we're sitting in this hall, Ms. Sarr, we can't be talking about what we read. This is not a book club. I am trying to get information from what you recall. If you do not recall, say you don't know. If it did not happen in your presence, say you don't know. And the committee will conclude. Now, was there a mechanism put in place to know the identity of the buyers?
I cannot tell since I was not there.
And nobody informed you of this?
No.
Since you are aware that your team was also going on auction, did you sensitize them on these issues?
Since, I did not, because they had already had a meeting with the commission.
And that meeting you were not there?
I was not there.
But you're sure that a meeting happened?
Yes, from what I read yesterday, I said it, that indeed there was a meeting.
Okay. You see, if the identity of the buyers or persons who were in the hall is not verified, then one cannot know who is buying what. Was there receipts issued out to successful bidders?
Yes, because as per the report, there were cashiers. Some cashiers were, sent from the Accountant General's office to accompany the team.
So the cashiers were not from the commission?
No.
Commission
They were from the
personnel
Accountant
did
General's
not.
office.
Commission personnel did not handle any of the
Cash.
cash.
There were cashiers, about 4 of them, from what I read.
Was your team handing out receipts?
Receipts. I am not sure. Because the receipts were to be handled by the cashiers from the AG department, Accountant General's department.
So your team did not produce for you receipts. What about a list of buyers?
The list of buyers. No, but there's a list that I saw that was submitted to the committee containing the list of buyers.
Can you highlight
I am
that
not
list
sure
for
whether
us?
it was for the tractors or for the vehicles, but there's a list that was submitted to this committee. A list
From
was
what
submitted.
I'm hearing, it seems like you're not sure of anything. There's nothing that you've
I
told,
saw it.
except for sending notices, which notices you don't even know what the content was. There's nothing that you've said that you're sure of. Ms.
No,
Sarr.
the thing is, whenever you ask a question, I should be able to tell you something. Because if I say I don't know, it will create problems. And this is what I'm trying to avoid.
It will definitely create problems if every single answer is I don't know. However, it will also create problems if your answer is just an answer in vain and not the truth.
Because the thing is, since I was not part and parcel of the sales, there's nothing much that I can tell you. And you don't want that. You don't want to hear that.
The reason why I would not want to hear that, Ms. Sarr, is because it would show a mark of incompetence, sheer incompetence, for the head of the secretariat to be clueless about the activities of her subordinates. That is appalling. And for your sake, that is why I'm refusing those answers. Now, you can give an answer that you don't know, but I will ask follow-up questions and query whether you are really in control of your secretariat every time you tell me you don't know.
But all the questions that you're asking me pertains to the sales of the tractors. And I told you that I was not part and parcel of the sales. So this is the reason why there is nothing more that I can tell you about the sales.
Again, it is not possible for you not to be part and parcel of the sales. Yes, what you can tell us is that you were not present during the sales. But it is your team that went to do the sales, and your team reports to you. So you are part and parcel of that activity. You are just not on the ground. But you were the supervisor. And they should report to you. Am I saying something strange? Or that is indeed the position? Yes, sir.
I made it clear that I was not on the ground. I said it.
And nobody is saying that
I was
why
not
were
part
you
of the
no
sales.
none of my questions have asked why you are not on the ground, because you gave a very satisfactory answer that hearing was still going on.
Yes.
And as the head, you split the two teams, right? That is
So
fine. We
if
took that.
See,
But splitting the two teams doesn't mean that you don't know anything that is going on in the sales. Because those are your teams. Those teams are under your control. So while we can take the fact that you are not on the ground, we cannot take the fact that, and it's not a fact, in fact, that you are not part of the auction. You were part of auctions. As team leader, your teams were dispatched. Those teams should report to you. Yes? So you're not sure whether any checks, such checks were put in place to know who was present to come and buy the tractors?
No, Council.
So you don't know. You don't know whether any protocols as to anti-money laundering and fraud were deployed on the ground as well. You don't know.
All what I can tell you is that the Accountant General's office was waiting for them to provide us with cashiers, and they did. The cashiers were there together with the accounting machine and the receipt books.
Who wrote to the Accountant General?
I was asked to write, and I did.
You were asked to write?
Yes.
It's coming out that this whole activity, you were well in the know of it. You wrote the notices. You wrote the letters to Accountant General to be present as well. But you still want to remove yourself from the auction, and that you're not part and parcel of the auction process. You are secretary. You were part of it. Fine, Miss Sarr. You had mentioned that some tractors were tampered with and had missing parts. Did the commission ever investigate who was responsible for those losses?
I just read it out here for you from the report that some parts were tampered with.
Miss Sarr, I believe you read it out from the report, but I asked you whether it's from your personal knowledge, and you said, yes, you recall that. But then you went again to say that, no, it is from what you read. I attempted to do an exercise with you, and I believe the chair and the honorable nominated member, Kebalang Fofana, stopped me to say that, in fact, it was established. Are you backtracking from that position again?
I am not. When you asked that question, I said I want to believe that they must have been tampered with after the evaluation.
And
that is when they were in the possession of the commission.
Okay, now that is clear.
Yes.
Did the commission ever try to find out who was tampering with these tractors? Was it ever a concern of the commission to realize who is responsible for these losses? You don't know. Is the answer you don't know?
I don't want to say yes.
You don't want to say yes?
I don't want to say no to create problem.
Mr. With all due respect,
No,
what you should say
Madam
is the
Witness.
truth, not...
Counsel, Madam Witness, you see, please, go to the point. It's either yes or no. You cannot say you don't know, I don't know. I cannot say yes, I cannot say no. You must say one thing.
If I say yes is something that he doesn't want to.
No, not what we want to hear. What had happened? We want you to tell us the truth.
No.
Simple.
Okay, so you don't...
I hope it will not be a problem if I
That
say
what?
no. This is what created the problem yesterday.
No is an answer.
Okay.
Now, the reason why it's no is my problem. Now, let me come and ask you questions as to why it's no. You were the head, right? and you don't know what follow-ups were done with regards to these tractors? Your answer is no, you don't know, or no follow-ups were made. Which one is it? What is the no in relation to?
No follow-ups here.
No follow-ups were made by the commission. Okay. So it is clear that the commission was not concerned that the tractors were being tampered with. It was not a concern of the commission. At least not a concern that warranted action.
Because, I mean, it's, as per the report here, it's clearly stated here that some of them were tampered with.
Yes.
But the thing is, I've never heard or seen anything from the commission as pertaining to that. Like trying to investigate as to the reason why this happened.
Okay, that's fine. So specifically, there were tractors in Pacha that were moved to SAP
Yeah.
without the commission's authority. Who gave that order for them to be moved?
I can see the auctioneers from what I read from the report. Because, yes, it is stated here that they were moved to Stapo and the other village without the consent of the commission. A total of 52 tractors were being auctioned. The process was done in accordance with the general rules of auctioning. That is, every buyer has the opportunity to bid and the highest bidder wins. However, most of the tractors were being tampered with and some parts were missing, and as a result, some of them could not attract the prices and remarks stated by the valuer.
All right. So let's take it step by step. The commission made an order that the tractors be sold. But before that, the order was for them to be valued and kept in identified locations, right? Now in Pachar, it was identified and put in a location. All of a sudden, they were moved to Sapu, right? And in that process of movement, no one from the commission was there to ensure regularity, to ensure that nothing was stolen, to ensure that everything is cases where the tractors did not attract the value that the auctioneer placed on them. What did your team do in such instances? You know, each auction, there would be a base price. Some would call it the reserve price. That reserve price, the auctioneer starts from, right? And then once the auctioneer announces that reserve price, the gallery begins to bid and outbid each other, correct? Where there was no reserve price, how did they attach value to the assets, the tractors?
From what I read here, they were sold as scraps.
What were sold as scraps?
The tampered, vehicles.
All of them. So every single tractor that was in Pachar was sold as
Was tampered with.
was tampered with
That
and
was
sold as
tampered
scrap.
with as scrap.
All right. Do you understand the weight of the statement you have just uttered? Let me put it in context for you.
Okay.
The commission was tasked to identify and investigate the assets that the former president could have left behind. The commission highlighted several tractors. The commission then highlighted that the tractors were deteriorating, that they should be sold, otherwise, before the end of its tenure, it could lose the value. The commission then placed these assets for safekeeping, right? The commission then sold the assets as scrap. Now, the key things to note here are the commission was only meant to to investigate what assets are there and report back to the government. Now, it is the commission's own decision that these assets, we have identified some of them, we are in the process of identifying others. By the time we finish identifying all, some of these will lose value. So to retain their value, let's sell them now so that their value, that as they are now, is retained, right? Just for you to put it for safekeeping and diminish their value. Do you see how ironic it is that what the commission set out to do with respect to preservation of the tractors was defeated? In fact, the opposite was realized. Instead of reserving their value, you depreciated their value, because there was, from all indications, a lack of proper custody. Do you see the irony of all of that?
Yeah.
And further, add insult to injury, it was not a bother to the commission that parts were being stolen whilst assets were in its own custody. Do you see how strange that is as well? I can't hear you.
Yes.
You agree with me that is strange? And your answer to the question of where there was no value is that they sold them as scrap. Now, even scrap has value, because you can appreciate that no two scraps are the same, right? There will be a scrap that is more salvageable than the other, right? So even scrap would warrant an attachment of value. That was not done. Is there an explanation for that?
Yes, that was not the case.
Is there an explanation for that? Why that was not the case?
Well, the only thing I can say is that maybe they didn't want to lose everything, so they decided to just sell it out before they lose everything. So maybe that was the main reason why they were sold as scraps.
Okay. Honorable Chair, it's 1:51. I wish to move on to question the witness on the tractors that were reserved, but I do not wish to be stopped mid-questioning. So before I delve into that part of the tractor sales, perhaps since there are only 8 minutes left for lunch, we can break off for lunch early and come back at 3.
Very well. That's a convenient point for break.